Hello and welcome to another episode of Tour de Core. And Tour de Core is the show that after a 10-month hiatus is back. But what we used to do back then is to take a deep dive into WordPress core. And the last series that I started was going through the process and showing you how I build a WordPress site from scratch. And then I stopped streaming. But I'm back now. Yeah, so I have some stuff on my to-do list for today. I'll see how far I'll get. I should be able to. Hey, that shouldn't be here. What? 1 second, please. Okay, this should not be here. And this should not be here. This is my to-do list. It's very simple. Yeah, a bunch of stuff has changed since for the last 10 months. You can see the background behind me is not what it used to be. We moved into a new office, a different office in the same building. So now we have more space, which is nice. We got standing desks from IKEA, which is why I'm standing up right now. And I got a new microphone, a Blue Yeti. And that's more or less it. Oh yeah, and of course, Gutenberg has had a lot of updates in the meantime, and I'm kind of concerned about how much stuff is gonna break when I update WordPress and all of the plugins. Oh well, shall we get started? Okay, so first things first, I need to figure out where I was last time. I can look at my commit history to kind of get a rough idea about that. Let's see. Finish styling the single player template, started some basic styling around the home page, specifically styling the cover block, create a player class, make interacting with the players, custom post type easier, some other stuff. Very helpful. Okay, good. Well, I think the first thing I'll start with is update WordPress and all the plugins and see where that takes me. Because right now things are kind of working, it seems like. There is this warning. I don't know if it was there before or not. Who knows at this point. So yeah, let's get started with this. So to do that, I will switch over to PHP Storm. And at the root of my website, I'm gonna do composer update. Right? I think so. We'll wait for a little bit for composer to update all of the dependencies. So it should update WordPress and whatever other plugins we have installed. Let's see. Okay, it's doing stuff. Okay, composer, some other dependencies that we have. WordPress itself, yay. 2 major versions. Oh wow. Fun. Okay, so WordPress is up to date. Let's go to the dashboard, see if there's any updates yet. See there's a WordPress database update that's required. Let's run this. Update complete, sweet. When we go to updates, we shouldn't have anything else left. Yep, cool. Okay, so now the scary part is reload this page. And well, this is just a post. I need to actually reload this page. Right. And okay. So there's a bunch of stuff in the console here. Let me pull this out here. Hello. Pull up. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Oh, my computer's having a hard time. Okay, so the cover block has been updated. Cool. The cover has been updated. Cover updated. Okay. Okay. Good. No errors, which is nice. Journal's Beginner's Guide, newsletter, yada yada yada. Should we take a look at? Oh, hold up. Maybe a single player page. See if that's broken in any way. Oh, that seems okay still. I guess it is just the mobile version that I have here, but that's fine with me. I can add those later for desktop. Okay, so wow, nothing broke. And yet people are like, WordPress is bad, it's backwards compatible. I'll take it any day. Okay, cool. So with this out of the way, I can start my start. I have no idea. Probably start. Yeah, I think it's just a start command. Yeah, it's gonna do its thing. Okay, it's gonna launch a browser window, which is cool now, but I don't need that one. I already have one. Close that one. Okay. So, yeah, we have some stuff, right? We have a menu. Oh, so fancy. I really hate this outline. It's so annoying. I have to fix it at some point. Okay, now let's look at the design. I mean, I have some stuff, I guess. You know? The question is, where do I continue from here? The team, the tournaments. So I have all of the. Oh, excuse me. We have all of the cover blocks in place and the content. That's good. I guess the next thing really would be to. What does this look like on desktop? Looks like that. Okay, that's pretty much the same. Next thing I suppose would be to actually make this kind of block. The question is, since so there's a couple ways to achieve this, right? One way would be to add one block that runs a query and pulls out all of the players from the database. That's how I would most likely do it in most cases. That's how, at least that's my initial reaction. But thinking a little bit more specifically about blocks and Gutenberg, I would lean kind of to the idea of maybe having one block for each player. That could potentially be a better idea. There's some other things to consider. So now, when I'm saying one block for each player, it would offer more flexibility, because then you can place this block however you want to place it. You know, you're not going to be constricted to 3 columns in particular. You could, I would have to check in how the columns work, but you could have, you know, 2 columns or 4 columns or whatever. And since this is, you know, this is a team that they don't add and remove players all the time, right? It's not like, it's not dynamic content. It's not as dynamic as like posts or pages, I mean, or custom post type or something. So I feel like having just an individual block per player could work well in this case. Yeah. You know, and whenever they get a new player or they lose a player, they can come in here and manually update it. Okay. What else? I guess I can take a look at how columns work, if they're reliable enough yet. Last I checked, they were not the most reliable thing. Let's see. Hello. I clicked that. Okay. Need to zoom this out a little bit. Columns, okay. Select the layout to start with or make one yourself. Interesting. Columns, columns. How do you change the... How do you add more? Oh, okay, I see something. So in the sidebar, you have a number of columns. Ooh, nice. 6 columns, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, plenty fine. Okay, and this, yeah, my font is going through to place of the UI. Shouldn't. Okay, so that's all we have here. And then let's add a column. Let's add a block. Player information. Oh, nope. Sorry, that's the wrong block. This is supposed to be just a meta box. I have to make sure it doesn't show up everywhere, because it should not be here. Okay, we'll get a warning or something. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'll ignore that for now. Let's see, let's just put an image, right? Oh my god. Yes, not the best this time. Let's just put this image. Select. Okay. And let's do it a couple of times. Image. Media library, select. And image. Media library, select. Okay, well. Let's see, what else can we do? Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at this. How wide is this thing? I guess it's as wide as the container. So I need to... I probably need to adjust the width of the container. Might not be a bad idea. I don't know how wide everything is. About this much. 1317. Okay, that's a resolution. Almost everything upscaled here. Huh, that's a good question. I really don't remember. Huh. Okay. Yeah, this is the same. Okay. Well, anyway, let's update this page. Let's take a look over here. Okay, so on a small screen it's 1. Yeah, that's correct. It goes into 2. What are they using? Let's take a look. Okay, so they're using flex, it seems like, right? WP block columns, display flex. Flex works, yeah, I guess. Flex scrolls 0, 50% minus 16 pixels. That's probably the spacing between the columns or something. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and then at some point it fits multiple ones. Okay. Yeah, I think that will work. I think that's good enough. Now the tricky part with this design on desktop was that most of the things have to extend to the edge of the screen, but then some things should not extend to the edge of the screen. I could target individual blocks, but then it gets tricky. Ooh, what if this is, oh yeah, you know what, that might actually work. Okay, so if we have, our main content at max width, whatever it was, and outer margins, right? Okay, it doesn't look how it should look, but then what if we say on the cover that it should be not 100%, it should be 100 port viewport width. Okay, And now what we can say is transform translate x. Yeah, 1 second. Translate x minus 50 viewport height, viewport width, minus 25 viewport width. That doesn't seem right. Okay. Minus 50%. Minus 25%. No. Okay. What about if we do margin left minus 50%? Get rid of the transform. Yeah, I think this might work. It's gonna be tricky, but I think we might make it work. What if we put a transform again and put like 5%? See, I don't get why. This is 20. This is not 2400 pixels. Oh, that's content. Wait, that's not 2400. How wide is this thing? Oh, maybe it is 2400. Okay, that is humongous. Yeah, that's 2400 pixels. Okay. And this is also 2400 pixels. 100. Okay, so the width works, right? So that's good. Now the question I have. The question that I have here is 50%. So if we offset it, I know there was like some trickery. What if we do 100%? Nope. 100% don't work. Okay, so what is the margin left here? Minus 655. What is that 50%? Oh, that's 50% of. Okay. What if we say 50 view per width? How much is that then? That's 1200. Okay. Oh, right, because I need to offset it with. Okay. I think I know what I need to offset it. Translate x by calc. Okay. 100 view per width minus 1300 pixels divided by 2. And space here pretty particular. No. Oh, that is just broken. Nice. Okay, it's fine. Calc has very particular desires for spacing around stuff. That is not it though. 1750. I don't think that is correct. What if we minus 2? No, nope. Okay, times minus 1. Nope. More brackets. Okay, so what is this margin? 1750. I don't think that's correct. Because, okay, let's do the math in reverse. So our container is 1310, whatever, same thing. Okay, so we have Oh, goodness gracious. That's too big. So our full width is 2400, right? And we take out 1310 for the content in the middle. We're left with 1090. We'll divide that by 2. We should get 545. And that is definitely not 545. Let me see if I can arrive at the same result. Probably I need more brackets. Am I right? Okay, can I get rid of some of the brackets? Okay. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. And beautiful. Okay, yeah. Minus 545. Yeah, that's exactly correct. And so now anytime it shrinks, except for once it gets too small. But that's you know, something else. Something else to fix entirely. But yeah, nice. Cool. I wasn't intending to work on this, but oops. Yeah, I got sidetracked. Now, can I do this same thing with a transform? No. Yeah, it seems to work just fine as well with a transform. I don't know if I want to use a transform or just margin left. I wonder what the bad things about that approach would be. I have no idea. Okay. Oh well. Let's see. So what was the actual width of this? This was like 1317. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna use that. Okay, I'll just put it at like 1300. Even 1300 is huge, but we can adjust later. Okay, let's switch over to the code. Oh my god, now I have to figure out where everything was. So I don't want the plugin. What I do want is the CSS. Right, SCSS. Okay. Variable CS, please. Small, medium, okay. Where are... I'm curious to see where like the things, the different global, what? No. Common components, buttons, forms, social, block, import, okay. Autoload, foundation, yes, I do want foundation, everything. What I want to look at here is, oh my goodness, that's a lot of stuff. What I want to figure out is what were the sizes of the different thingies, you know. I don't know if I'll need it, but let's see. So global, let's look at the global styles. Maybe I'll find something to help me figure it out. I can also read the documentation. In this case, could have been easily faster. Grid, small, medium, yada yada yada. Flex grid. Does not help. How about the utility? Flex breakpoint. Yeah, there we go. Breakpoint. Small, medium, large. 1024. Extra large. 1200. Extra large. 1440. So maybe what I should do. Is target extra large and above. Yeah. But I would need two separate things for sure. Would I? Okay. Okay. Let's see variables. Grid stuff. Typography off canvas. Let's put it with the grid stuff. So this would be something like content width, for example, and let's put it at like 1200 pixels for now. Maybe even 1150. I don't know how that's gonna look like. Okay, now let's find content main layouts. Looking at layouts, pages. No, nothing here. Main layouts. Footer. We have some stuff in the footer. Header, pages, player, posts. Let's put it in pages for now, and we might have to move it somewhere else. The other thing is, I don't know. Let's see. Dot main, is that only one element? I think it's only one. Okay. Main domain. Okay. And we'll say that it's gonna have max width of, oops, nope. And then margin left, auto, margin right, auto. Max width of content width. Okay, so this is gonna make sure that our content area is wide enough. And now I can look at the cover block again, and I can target. Yeah, okay, good thing I saved it. I can target cover image. No, align full. Okay, that will be block cover and dot align full. Let's actually move this over here. Full. So the full width one, we want to have that style that I put in there. Okay, which was, let's put it with margin left for now. What? Why are you not happy? Content. Why are you not happy? It's gonna yell at me. Wait for it. Oh boy, it did yell at me. Looks like a white space after and a single line function. Okay. Where? Here? Here? Spaces are so ridiculous. Why are you complaining, PHP Storm? Okay, maybe I need to get rid of these. Y'all still complain? It's still complaining. No more than one empty line. Oh my god. It's great, but at the same time it sucks. Ah, yeah, okay. I see. Unexpected term. That is not unexpected, man. What's your problem? How do I import? Maybe I need to import the variables again. I don't know. Okay. But no, it's failing. It's failing because of no. You don't understand. Yes, you compile, but now this will not work. Oh wait, what? Oh, how did I use? I see why it's complaining. SCSS, you were very confusing. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's see, maybe that's gonna work. Yep. I've forgotten how to use CSS and variables and stuff. Okay. It's fully broken now. That was not the intended. Whoa. Look at that. So it resolves content width as 11500 pixels. That is definitely not correct. Let me try and import common variables. Let's see if that's gonna help fix the problem. Compiling, it's compiled. Nope, it is still the same thing. What if we set another margin right, just so we can see what it looks like. So I've added margin right. Why are you 11,500 pixels? That makes absolutely no sense. Okay, let's look at the variables. Oh, because that's what I said. It's fine. It's fine. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I agree, it doesn't make sense. And now it doesn't work properly. No. Why does it not work properly anymore? Oh, goodness. If I change these, it's not gonna change anything right now. Do I need that extra thing around here? Wait, what did I change? What? Maybe I have to reload the page. Okay, let's just reload the page. Because maybe that's because I've been messing with it. Nope. Margin left minus 418. Oh, yeah, it's okay. What I forgot to do, I mean, it's good that I added this, but I forgot to say that width should be 100 viewport width. And so, yeah, it's ending up going in the wrong place. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Okay, I like that. Even though that's not what I was working on doing, but meh, whatever. How are these 362? Is that how this should be? 382. It's about there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can live with that. Now another thing to consider with these kinds of blocks is, do we want them to be dynamic or can we just leave them static? Right? Because the thing is, if they're dynamic, you know, anytime they change the name or whatever it is of the player, photo, you know, you name it, that's gonna update automatically. But the downside is that we're running this extra PHP code when most of the time it's gonna be the same thing, and we really don't need to, you know, query the database and run PHP at all in that situation. Given that this, you know, given that this is a site that's not gonna be updated that regularly, I feel like it's fine to not use dynamic block in this case, and instead to only fetch the information once. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. Maybe anytime you edit the post, we'll have to fetch it again, so that if any changes happen, it will just update automatically as soon as you get into edit the page. Because that would be smart, you know. And then so if anything changes, you just have to go visit the homepage, you know, edit it, and then you're good to go. So yeah, that could work. I can see that working. Alrighty. Now the fun thing, I have to remember how to write Gutenberg blocks. It's been a while. Okay, so I'll go back to the code editor. Okay, so util start. I'm gonna need to run this as well, because I'm gonna want to add stuff into the plugin. Blocks, okay, player meta box. Alright. Let's open this up. Let's close some of this other stuff for now, I think. I believe. Breakpoints. I don't need this, I don't need that. Yeah, I'll just get rid of as much as I can for now. Okay. There we go. So here's our one of our things. We're gonna add a new one. You know what? Let's change the naming schema. Let's rename this as player meta box, because that does reflect better what the name of the real class is. So yeah, let's do that. Oh, and it's dead. Okay. Segfault. Lovely. Okay, I think this might be because I need to reinstall the npm packages for the plugin. Nope, not app storage. Web plugins? No. Web app plugins. Heresy. So what I'm gonna do is remove all of the node modules and then use npm CI to install the packages from the version that they were installed at. Oh well, we have a problem. Please update your log file with npm install. Okay, I'll try npm install. Maybe that's gonna work. Let's see. A bunch of deprecated things. Lovely. Okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't break. That would be nice. Okay. In the meantime, I can go in here, create a new file, and we'll call this player block, or just player actually, yeah, you know. No need to be all fancy. Import Heresy component, yeah, we're gonna need all of this stuff. Text control, no. We're gonna import this stuff, and then we're gonna make a new class, player extends Heresy component, and I really register. We'll just call register block type at the end. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I do have to remember a bunch of stuff. Okay, so to install the packages, let's see if it's gonna run again. Fun. Okay. Exit status 139. That's not helpful. Let me take a look at this log real quick. See if there's anything useful I can extract from it. Okay, it's very short. It could be that I'm using the wrong version of npm or Node.js. It didn't really give me much error information. Thanks. Let's see. npm list. with npm config prefix option. Does not support Node.js. You should probably upgrade to a new version of Notice. Okay, so maybe I'm using too new over. Maybe I'm using too new of a version of Node. Or I need to upgrade npm. Okay, npm install latest npm. Let's try that. Nope. Okay, that did not work. Let's sudo. Nope. Okay. npm upgraded. Wait, so did you actually upgrade? 5.8. Am I using the wrong config here? No, I shouldn't be. That's the best part of working with modern stacks. Trying to figure out stuff that is not working. 10, 15, 3. Okay. Package manager. 10, 15, 3. Yeah, seems fine. Well. So latest release of 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could try and downgrade. Install. Okay, I'm gonna try to install an older version of Node, and I'll switch to that as well. So edit configurations, Node interpreter, let's say 8, and the correct package manager for it. Let's try and run it again, shall we? Hey, it works. Oh, wow. Yeah, it should not be this crazy. Okay. Okay, so I have my player thingy here. I really don't remember. Constructor, super props. I don't. Okay, we'll add a constructor. I don't think I'm gonna need it, but just in case. Then we have a render method. What about what generates our save? Return no. Oh. Okay. So that's gonna make it dynamic if it returns no, but we don't want it to be dynamic. So, okay. So here's what we're going to do. We need an attribute for player ID. Player ID, and its type should be number, right? And source, I really don't remember. Okay, here we go. Back into the documentation because I remember nothing from 10 months ago. Creating dynamic blocks. No, I don't want dynamic blocks in this case. Where on the left is this? Jesus. Okay. Attributes and editable fields, okay. Source children, no. What? Each value is a source function. And is there a value from the markup of the block? Common sources, yes, okay. Oh, okay, so I guess we can just ignore. If an attribute is source is specified, the attribute will be saved to and read from the block's comment limiter. So we could just ignore it. Of an attribute from markup. No, we don't want to do that. It's not text. Source. Yeah. I think it's fine. Query. Ooh. Array of values from markup. Oh. Yeah. That's cool though. Interesting. That considerations. Okay, so we don't want anything for the source. So ignore the source. Ignore the meta. Generally we just have type. Cool. Okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. Category layout, sure, whatever. We'll leave it at layout. Player. We can also player information. Let's change this to add meta box. Not that people know what that is, but oh well. Player. So this is gonna be just player. Here's utils player. Okay, render. Return hello world. So creative, right? Okay, so what else? Save. Let's just return the same thing here. Player. So we're gonna import the player. Okay. Save. Our stuff builds just fine. Okay. Now here's the thing. Yeah, I'll learn the best way I know to learn. Okay, so let's reload this page. Edit player meta box is not defined. Okay. What do you mean? It's not defined where? Oh, player.js. Oh, yes. Let me. Yeah, I need to remember to change stuff. Okay. Edit player. So I need to change this. Okay, to just player. Whatever. We can change this stuff later. Switch over to this. Alrighty. Yeah, this needs additional styling, but whatever. We don't care about this right now. We're missing some styles. I'm not really gonna be bothered by this. Oh, interesting. I wasn't sure. Okay. I'm gonna delete this one. Okay, and let's try and add player. Hey, there it is. Player. Hello world. Haha. Works. Okay. So what I was saying, I'm gonna learn by the best way I can. Well, the way that I usually do. So in this case, what I need here is not to have hello world, but have some sort of way to pick a particular post. So what do I need to do then? I need to find a block, an existing block, right? That already pulls an individual post. Okay. So let's see if we can find an existing block that does exactly that. This might be harder than I think. List, no. Formatting. It's not formatting. Layout elements. Group. What is group? I have no idea. Okay. Page rec more separator widgets. So maybe there is one of those. Yay. Okay. I might not be able to shortcut stuff. I was hoping. latest post, kind of, but not quite, because it is, you know, A, it's dynamic, B, search, that's a search, B, it's a widget. Alright, so I guess I have to go and read the documentation again. Okay, block controls, toolbar and settings, sidebar, creating dynamic blocks, nested blocks. Let's look at this maybe. So this is gonna add some stuff to the sidebar, which is not what we really care about. Okay, maybe we don't want the component reference. Okay, let's look at the component reference and see if we can find what we want here. Okay, so buttons and stuff. With fallback, with menu items choice, placeholder. I kind of recently searched for how to do this, and I didn't find it here. Definitely. REST API. Let's look for REST API in here. Attributes, what? API fetch. What is the API fetch? Wraparound window fetch. Okay, cool. How do we use it in a block is what I want to know though. You know, because this code, it's you know, it's some sort of a example. But what I really want to see, to fetch global paths from your middleware. Cool, that's pretty cool. Now it's middleware. Okay, custom fetch handler. It's not super clear how to actually do that. I could Google it. Okay, let's do that. WordPress API fetch. API fetch, and then what, did these stop working? 1 second. What? Oh, maybe. Yes, please show keys. Okay, interesting. I just realized that this was not working. There we go. Okay. So, WordPress API fetch block. I don't know. Okay, Gutenberg and the WordPress REST API. Matt Watson. Okay. Let's see. Use data from REST API with API data is deprecated. Yes, that's before I started the Heresy project, I did use with API data, which seemed very cool and it seemed to work fine. But it's gone. Okay, let's see. post accelerators, however, the time writing is hard extrude. Custom REST API with select. Okay, so with select, so maybe this will help. With select, okay, and it's not here. Let's see, is with select a thing still? Deprecations. It's not good if it's here. Yikes. No. Please use deprecate with select instead. Okay, so it's not deprecated yet, it seems like. So is it part of data or core data? Okay. There we go. Sweet. So my first with select offers, select core, get offers. Okay, that's good. Let's see, core data is a data module intended to simplify access to and manipulation of core WordPress entities. Registers its own store and provides a number of selectors which resolve data from the WordPress REST API automatically, along with dispatching action creators to manipulate data. Okay. Such as subscribe or hierarchical components. Easily add data into the object and display of their plugin. Cool. Set of dispatching action creators available. Add entities. There's no action object used in adding new entities. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so I guess what we should do, let's search instead for WordPress with select example. Okay, and I'm sure we'll find a decent tutorial about that. External data API. Building our component. Ooh, more coffee. Okay. So this essentially, this example here, fetches a bunch of posts, the latest posts from the second page. Okay. Okay, post type, post query. Okay. That's cool. And so how do we use post list then? Okay. So it comes from props. Cool. That's good. And so we essentially just go through it and yeah. Okay. Okay, so has post array post list. Okay, so if post lists, so if this key that we define here, so we use with select, which is a higher order component, to wrap around our own post list component in this case. And the first thing we pass to it is a callback function where we set up our queries that we want to run when our component loads. And we return an object of keys, which is how we're going to access. This is going to be the key that will be in the props of our React component. And then we use get entity records, which we get from here. Cool. Okay. And we say that we want to fetch a post type of type post with this particular query, which is, you know, these particular parameters. Then we render. If post list is not an array or it doesn't have anything in it, we're just going to return. We're going to bail early and say, oh, sorry, still loading. Which nicely we have a spinner component coming from somewhere. From here, yeah. Nice. Okay. Oh, and even a placeholder. Sweet. Okay, and if we do have post though, on the other hand, we are going to use a fragment, which I think the fragment, is that rendered in the sidebar? I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to see. And we're just gonna loop for everything and show the the title. Okay, I do like this. I do like this indeed. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can take that first one. So essentially, we're gonna ignore Lodash. We don't need that. We're gonna load with select and the placeholder in the spinner. Fragment. Let's see what fragment does, because I'm really not sure at this point. Deprecations. Fragment. Let's see. The documentation is not super easy. Command which renders children without any wrapping element. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I don't think we need fragment in this case, because we are gonna want to have some wrapping content. Okay, so we got the stuff, and we'll go ahead and add it at the top of our thingy. Okay, so we're at WordPress/data. I feel like let's check this. See, this is something that I'm confused about. Because here's what I think would happen if we use this. You know, if we use import with select from at WordPress/data. And I could be wrong about this, but I feel like if multiple people use this in their project, it will be added to their bundle, which is good and bad, but essentially we'll be loading the same thing over and over again. What I would prefer to do is do what I've done here, which is just use the global object, right? Because we should be in the context of having WordPress when our block is being executed. So let's take a look at the console and see if we have wp.data module. Okay, we have something. Yeah, there. Yeah, see, we have select with select. Yeah, there's our with select. Okay, so see, I'm not sure. I really don't know for sure what. Maybe you're supposed to use it with imports. I really don't know. I really don't know. Okay, and so we change essentially all of these at WordPress to WP dot, and we get rid of the quotes, of course. And let's just verify real quick that we have all of this. So we have WP data, so that WP components and WP dot element. So switch over to the browser and let's check WP dot components dot placeholder. We have it. Spinner, we have it. And then WP dot element dot fragment, which I said I am not going to. It's a symbol. Cool. Okay. Yeah, we really don't need that right now. So I'll keep with select, placeholder, and spinner. Okay, so with select, right? Maybe we'll define a new thing. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, let's define a new constant here, because I would rather not have it in here. It's already messy. So player with select equals with select, and then we give it a function. Double check. Oh my god. I really don't like this syntax, man. Oh, never mind. Okay, player. And so now we'll change this player reference to player with select. Okay, and in this function, we're gonna want to, from the example, I'm just copying this, which gives us access to get entity records, and we'll do players query is an object, and we have per page. I'll put this to like 50. You know, it's a team, it's a small team. They're most likely not gonna hit that number at all. If they hit it, cool, then they can definitely optimize the website, right? So in this case, it's not a big deal. But if you're pulling posts, then that's gonna be trickier, because then you might have to do something else, like update your query based on a search result or something like that, on a search term or something. But again, in this case, small team, they're not gonna be huge. Like, they're not gonna have thousands of people, so you can just fetch all of them, and it'll be fine. Per page 50, and really that's all I need. Okay, and then we just return an object, and we say players list. I can maybe order by title, order ascending, perhaps. We'll see if that actually works. Player list is gonna be get entity records, and we pass to it post type, and the name of our custom post type, which happens to be just players. Okay, players, and we pass players query. Okay, so this should set us up with a prop called players list and render. I think we can destruct it like that, destruct it, I don't know, something. Props, maybe. I mean, I know we can. The question is, do I want to do it like this, or do I want to do props and then const equals props? Pick your poison, I guess, really. Okay, so now we're gonna just copy this over from the tutorial. We'll change this to has or has players. Yeah, sure, has players. And this is not post list, this is players list. Okay, so if it's not an array, then we're gonna load the spinner. If it's not an array, that means the API hasn't returned anything yet. But if it does load the spinner, then are we using? We're not using that yet. Okay. Then we're gonna just say no players found. Okay. And since our block only does this one thing, we're gonna leave it as it is. Okay, now otherwise, if we do find a player, right, then what we're gonna have to do is, and we could put it in the sidebar, but okay, we'll figure this out later. Let's just do some sort of interface. Okay, we'll do like and this can be done more easily potentially. Okay, we'll get to this later. Right now we just want to render what class name, this props class name. Yeah, okay, we use this. Oh, class name. Oh, that is not correct at all. Oh god. Oopsie. That's typo. And really, let's just go through all of them. Okay. Players list map function. Right now it's not what we need, but I'll take it. Return, and we'll just do diff element with a key, player dash player.I. Okay, let's do this console log players list so we can look at what we have here. So we're gonna return this and then player dot title.raw, for example. Okay, we just wanna see what's going on in here. Like, is this even coming through yet? Save this and go back to our page. Maybe something will load. Maybe everything will break. I think that's fine. No, it's not fine. Hello? Functions are not valid as a React child. Toolbar controls, yada yada yada. Ignore nested events. I don't know if any of this is from me or not. It doesn't seem like it is. Probably it is. I cannot find any of this being in my files. Okay, so let's just oh my god. Okay, let's remove this block. Okay, and we're gonna add player again. Maybe let's clear this out. Add player again. Let's look at our network request as well. I don't think it did anything. Why did it not do anything? Because it is here. Huh. Okay, we'll do something else. So what I did was I just added an extra console log and a debugger so that we can stop the execution of the script and see if anything is happening at all. Okay, let's reload the page. Yeah. Yeah, I don't need the backup. That's fine. Okay, well. Okay, can I? See, nothing's happening though. So that's quite confusing. Because I'm using the correct thing, right? You know? Edit player. Player would select, that is correct, yeah. I'm not sure why that's not loading. Yeah, let's remove this block again. Oh my goodness, stuff is just breaking left and right. Okay, some more debugging, I suppose. Is this function being called at all? Okay, let's see if this is being called at all or not. Reload the page. Check out the console. We have errors, of course. It's fine. Okay. Player. Nothing. Am I doing it wrong? Quite possible. Let's think. What can I be breaking here? So my console log's not even running. Did I miss a part of the tutorial? I don't think I did. Because this is the final code, right? Export default with select, which we don't need to export it in our case because we are using it as the edit block. So that's fine. I mean, I could put it on a separate thing and then export it, but it really, oh yeah, okay. I am missing something, yep. See, the post list is not a parameter to with select. Well, it's called on the return of with select. Okay, that's simple enough. Okay, so right, we get player out of here, and we go like this because high order components return a function. So you know when you call with select, it's going to return a new function, and then to that function you pass your own class essentially. Okay, so we save, reload, and try again. Yes, I do want to reload. Yeah, some errors. Oh, cannot read property players list of undefined. Oh, we're getting somewhere. We're getting there, right? Why is, oh, because, yeah, I'm an idiot. Okay. Render doesn't take the props. So we have to do this dot props essentially. What? Why is this red? Okay, whatever. And then we come in here again and reload the page. Oh, look at that. Debugger has players equals false. That's good. Players list undefined. Good. We continue. It is still undefined. We continue. This might take a while. Has encountered an error and cannot be previewed. Great. Again, we're making progress. It's slow, but we're making progress. We're running map select. Cannot read property get entity records of no. Okay. False, false. Ooh. Oh, I see it. Okay. That's probably something that happened when I was copying. There's an empty space here. Core space. It should be core without a space. Let's also get rid of this debugger, I think, for now. Okay, let's put this together with that. Okay, and go and reload the page and try again. Let's see what we have here now. Okay, we're getting more errors. That's good. Good. You know, it's actually, if we look at the network tab, it is actually running a query. Perfect. In this case, it's saying that, you know, invalid parameter order. Okay. I guess I just have to figure out what it is. That's fine. Okay, so we'll open this in new tab because there's a very easy way to figure out the correct parameters. So we go to WP-JSON, WP version 2 players. We get rid of players, and here it's gonna give us like a breakdown of all of the routes. And so we just look for players. Methods get and post endpoints. Okay, so on the get endpoint, we accept these arguments, these parameters. So now we can just go and look. Order. Oh, it's lowercase. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. Come on. That's silly. Okay. Order by title. That's valid. Okay. So essentially I just changed, you know, this capitalized ASC2 lowercase. Wow. I don't think it should fail like this, but oh well. I'm not gonna complain about it too much. Okay. Hey, look at that. And now it succeeded. Here, it ran our query. Oh my. It sent our query to, you know, the player's REST API, and it got a successful response. We have lowercase ID again, important. And here's our, you know, basic information about the player. Sweet. Do we have the image? We don't have the. Oh, we have feature media 43. That's curious. Yeah, we're gonna have to fetch it from there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but yeah, essentially we should see. Yeah, there we go. Here's our list of people. I do have to go and fix this and the key. Oh, it is already lowercase. Okay, let's go and add a new player. I don't. Someone seems good, right? In-game Nick. No one. No. No one. No, that's number one. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, let's just save this as it is. Okay. Publish. Publish. And so now, when we reload the page, it's gonna fetch the people again. And yeah. Sweet. Eddie Thompson and someone. Okay. So now we're getting the people. Now the question that I have here is we probably want to put like a select control on the sidebar, so we can select one of those people, save it as an attribute, and I think that's where I'll finish for tonight, essentially. To find that out, we have to go back to the documentation, which is just so huge. It's so hard to find anything in there. But I mean, that's a nice problem to have. Oh, of course I wasn't showing anything. Wow. Yeah, anyway, here's our two people, right? We have two players here. Now what I want to do is I want to add the way that this, you know, the way that this block has stuff on the sidebar, you know, this drop down. I want to have a drop down for the player, you know, so you can select which player you want to display and have it be over here on the right, so that you can pick one of the players and it will just pull the information about that player automatically and display it and then save it. So yeah, fun. There will be interesting stuff like figuring out how to fetch, right? How to fetch the information about the player and then put it back in. I'm guessing maybe the on props. So if you see here with select, we do have on props. So I'm guessing, that's my guess, that we probably can see the selected player in here and run a thing. Now the question, the other question that I have though is, does this, okay, so it seems like, yeah, player would select it. It keeps getting called. Okay, good. It's not making any more requests because it's caching the responses. So, you know, it sees, oh, you want the same query that you already asked for, here it is, you know, you can have it back. So that means that when we select one of the players in the sidebar over here, we're gonna be able to send a separate request automatically, because this will, you know, our function will be called again and we can return another query in there, and that will allow us to fetch that particular player. So perfect. And based on the same thing, we're gonna fetch also the image for the player. again, once we fetch the player, we're gonna save it as something somewhere. We're gonna save it in, yeah, we're probably gonna save it in the content of the block, like as a property of the block. That we're not gonna save in the HTML though, so we just temporary, and yeah, that should work. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get the sidebar thingy, and then next time we're gonna look into how we're gonna fetch the player and how to get the player's image, you know, featured photo, and put them, display them in the editor, and then of course save them in the block's content, of course. Okay, let's get to it. So I think I saw it. Okay, there we go. Toolbar and settings sidebar. Yes, that is what I want. I want the sidebar part. Yeah, inspector. All right. Huh? Okay. Huh? 1 second. So says the toolbar, which I don't want the toolbar. I want the inspector. Just block level settings only. I don't know what block level settings means, but okay. Only selected content inside a block. Ah, okay, okay. No place inside the settings sidebar. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's fine. Inspector controls. Okay, so let's look at some inspector controls. Search. Inspector controls. It has its own README. Cool. Again, you know, having too much documentation is a nice issue to have. It's better than having no documentation. Which, if there was no documentation, here's what you would do. You would go to the repository, ideally. If not, you can also search in. Maybe you can search in the code that you have in your WordPress install, but probably it's not going to be as good. But anyway, you just come in here and you just, you know, search in the repository for inspector controls, and we can just find really just any tag cloud. Let's find something that will also have what we're looking, the image. Okay. So let's find the image block, shall we? Block library, source, image. Is image here? Gallery, image. There's image. So image is the block that we are using in the page already. It's this one, and as you can see, it has a drop down with image size, which is perfect because that's exactly what we want. We want a drop down. We want to display a drop down. So this really for me is the easiest way most of the time. Like, it might take you, you know, longer to sift through documentation instead of just going to the source code and reading it. And it's something that I've said before and I keep saying, because to me at least, having that ability is just, it's irreplaceable, you know, being able to look at the source code and just read it and adapt it to your use case. So we're gonna look at edit. What is edit native? Does that mean, are they doing like what? React Native? Wow, that's snazzy. So essentially, their Gutenberg has built-in support for the React Native applications. Cool. Okay. Anyway, we do want edit.js, right? And let's just search in the page. Okay. So we're gonna import it from inspector controls. Get inspector controls. Yes, this is something that we could do. I don't think we need it though. Yeah, see, they're calling it here. because they don't always need it and they use it in multiple places, so they want to make it reusable. That's why they have a function that returns the inspector controls. In our case, it's simple. If we have a player list, render the inspector controls with the stuff. That's really all it is. Panel body, image settings. I don't know if we need that. We'll see. Image size control. What? Image size control. Really? I don't want a separate thingy. And okay, that's fine. That's part of the challenge. So image size control comes from image size control. Oh, experimental image size control. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's find this experimental image size control. Maybe here we'll be able to find it. No. Block library. Okay, that's easy. We've searched for experimental size control. And we export default as experimental size control. There we go. Here it is. Image size control in components, image size control. Okay. And we look at it again. Here's the image size control. And essentially, yada yada yada, button group. Where's the select? Oh, select control. There we go. We just have a select control, label, value, the select thing, options, image size options, which are an array. They come from somewhere. Nice. Okay. But the options should be able to. We should be able to figure them out just by inspecting. Look at this. We inspect this thingy. Okay. Select control. And options is an array that has label and value. As simple as that. Okay. So now let's just make sure that we have WP components. Oops. No, not image. Select control. There it is. Okay. So we're gonna want to import select control from WP components. Select control, and also we need that other thingy. We'll go back to the page we were on and find it. Category set it. What? That's the wrong place. Block library source image. The image component, edit JS, and like I said, we need inspector controls, which is from block editor. I think in our case, here it is, import from block editor. I think in this case, it's probably just wp.block. Let's check. WP block. Oh, block editor. Okay. Okay. So it is from block editor. All right. Const equals WP.block editor. Okay, so now we have our inspector controls and we have our select control. So what we're gonna have to do now is the following. This is an empty fragment, and essentially it allows you to avoid having to put, you know, useless divs, because React cannot have it cannot have multiple elements in the same root at the same level, at the root level. I don't know if that made sense, but essentially, since we need to put inspector controls here, we cannot do that without either a div or whatever, or this empty fragment thingy, fragment. Yeah. So that's why it's there. Our inspector controls will be magically transported to the sidebar. Okay. We do want to find the inspector controls. Okay, do we need to use panel body is what I'm not sure about though. Let's try without panel body and see if it works. Okay. So at this point we need no, I was looking at the source code, how inspector controls is being used, and here they use panel body as the main descendant of inspector controls. This might be described in the inspector controls. Let's see their example. Oh no. Okay, they have it twice, I think. Okay, whew. Inspector controls, yeah, and fragment inspector controls, yeah, they don't have panel body, so that's good. So we're not going to use it. And here's even a select control example in this particular thing. So I didn't have to go hunting for the other one, but it's always good to show how that happens. Okay, why do I keep switching to I swear I switched the browser tab. Apparently I didn't. Yay. Okay, so I started by looking back at the categories. No, the image. And the inspector controls and how they're using it. And I saw that they're using panel body. And I was wondering, should I use panel body? I would rather not use it unless I don't need to use it. And so I then went back to the README for inspector controls. I'm in the correct place this time. And I scroll down and I found this example, which they don't use panel body here, which could be a matter of just the documentation hasn't been updated yet. We'll see in a second. But anyway, and also there was a select control example here. Oops. Rightio. So select control. I'm gonna add this select control. Select player is what we're gonna have here, right? And value is player ID. Yeah. So we're gonna grab player ID. And value will be player ID, and options is essentially our players list. Let's do it like this: players list.map, and we return value. One second, player in here. Value is player, and label is player dot title. I don't think we need the raw one. Let's look at what do we have. We have as an option rendered. Okay, let's use the rendered title. Okay, and then I can just delete all these options. Okay, on change. We don't have an on change yet. On text attribute change. Let's find the base component. Attributes key, set attribute. Let's see what we're gonna get here, and then I'll create potentially another thingy here. So let's do just a console, just a function. Yeah. And ABC and console log ABC. I could put a debugger in there as well. That works. I broke something. No. Pragma has been set, but pragma frag has not been set. So we are gonna need a fragment. Alrighty. Now where was the fragment thingy though? Let's find it in the console element. Okay. So again, same thing here. change inspector controls for fragment and wp.element, and instead of just using the empty thing, we're going to use fragment because we need to, and save it. Okay, there, it's built correctly. Switch to the browser, reload the page. Gonna inspector controls of undefined. Beautiful. I am trying to get an inspector controls from wp.block editor. So I'm assuming that it's not it's not loaded when my thingy is. Interesting. I mean, okay, right now I really don't want to spend too much time on this, so all I'm gonna do is hope that this is gonna work. Wait, hold on. We're gonna do this actually. We'll do it like this. We'll put it in the render, hoping that this is actually gonna get us the correct thing. Like it's not gonna error out anymore. Okay. Because at this point, when the block code is being called, we already have that stuff. Ta-da! We have a thing. We do want to put an empty option at the top because now you cannot select Eddie Thompson. So fun. Object. Excuse me. You're right. Okay, so I guess we're gonna put a debugger here after all, so we can see what kind of parameters we're actually getting. Yeah, so as I was saying, we're gonna do this. Watch. Players list options. Okay, and so now what we're gonna do here is const player is an empty array. Well, not an empty array. We do have value of empty string and a label of something, and then we map and we say players list options push or label select. Okay, and something that if you're coming from PHP seems very confusing. In JavaScript, when you say, when you define something with a const, it's not like a PHP constant. It doesn't mean you cannot change it at all. So as you can see here, in PHP, if you define an array constant like this, you cannot touch it after that. It's done. It's sealed for good, I think. Maybe there's a way to hack around it, but anyway, in JavaScript though, the only thing I cannot do after this point is I cannot do this. I cannot redefine this players list options. That's all. So it just seems confusing at first, but you get used to it. Okay, so I have the empty option. Reload the page in the browser. Okay, we're gonna select something in here. Okay, we're gonna select this guy, and let's see. What do you mean object? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I'm silly. I'm sorry. I see what it is. So what's happening here? And you can probably, okay, resume. Hello. Did you freeze? No, you're not frozen. Okay, pause, resume. Ooh, okay, something interesting happened. A, B, C. Okay, so I'm gonna console log these. I'm waiting for that. That's dead. Okay, we'll fix it. So what's happening here is the value is just player, and it should be player.id instead. Ooh, I wonder if it keeps calling on change. I'm not sure. We'll see. So I'll save this and I'll try to reload the page. Yeah, of course. It died. Okay, so again, open DevTools. I don't need this view. Click here into the block. Hello, I'm clicking. Okay. Something is happening. Select the player. Okay, I select the player. I got rid of the debugger. What is wrong with you? Oh, it didn't reload. Okay. Okay. No cache this time, please. Yeah, apparently I crashed it somehow. Okay, I select one. Console. It's not going crazy this time. That's good. And yeah, we have the ID now. And so if we change to the other user, the other player, we get a different ID. So that's good. So the basic information we are going to be able to pull the basic information about the player, like name and all that stuff, already from the players. So we probably don't even need to run a second query to get the player information, but we are going to need to run a second query for the player photo. So there's that. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, that's right. Component base, attributes key, set attributes. Okay. So essentially what I did with this base component is I made it easier for me to do something like on player ID change is this, and I just say player ID. Okay, and now without writing any additional code, I just have a callback for my own change thingy, right? Like so, and it's just gonna, sorry, this dot on player ID change, and it's just gonna work. It's gonna set the attribute automatically, so we're in good shape here. I do want to look at, let's look at player ID, see what we start with. Let's get rid of some of these console logs that we don't need anymore. This is the only one. Okay. Let's come back here, reload the page, select a player. So we click on the thingy, select the player, someone, undefined. Okay, let's inspect our block, see if we can find, oh god, no. Oh. Okay, this is not working out. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh my god. Oh, I'm dying inside. Websites were so pretty when they just had like 10 levels of stuff. Look at this. Look at it. Oh my. Sorry. Just a rant. Player. Okay, here's our player. Attributes, player ID. Oh, you know what? It's not, it doesn't come from, okay, yeah, see, that helped me. Inspecting this, I see that the player ID is set, which I could make another, like on on integer attribute change, because do I need to? Actually, no. I should cast it when I'm using it instead, because I don't think it's gonna save as a, maybe it's gonna save as a number. We're gonna check. What I was saying is that, see, this player ID is saved as a string, which is cool, but maybe we want to save it as a number. but then I don't know when we reload the page, is it gonna even save as a number or not? Right, so we'll see. Let's switch out to our code. Go back to component base. We copy this thingy. Okay, and here we can do something else as well. Let's define a update attribute. Okay, and that update attribute method that we can use between all of these other methods. It's gonna be just key and value, and here. And so what that's gonna allow us to do is go like this. This can be a constant. Oh, really? We're just setting one attribute at a time. Okay, whatever. Equals value, and so in here now we just call this update attribute key text, right? And here we do the same thing, except we do number on integer, and here we do parse and 10. Okay, so we're essentially just cleaning up this input that we receive from the from the user or something. Okay, and to use it, we just change from on text attribute change to bind to on integer attribute change to bind. Right, and here what I was saying is that their ID does not come from this props, and instead it comes from this dot attributes. So we're gonna get it from here, and now we should see the player ID instead of being undefined as it was right here. We should actually see it once we select it. So let's verify that it works. Yeah, I know, that's fine. I don't care about the history. Encountered an error. Okay. Canary property player ID of undefined. Okay, that makes sense. I think there's like default attributes. Introducing attributes. So let's check here. Attributes, components in rich text. Let's see default. Nope. So let's search in the documentation default attributes, because I think you can specify the default. Let's look here. Okay, maybe not here. Let's put on attributes. This is not helpful either. Block registration. Maybe in the registration we'll have mark style as default. Operations. Blah blah blah, supports, yada yada yada. Don't care about any of this. Styles, nope. Okay. Attributes provide. See, I already looked at attributes, and I did not see default. Gutenberg block default attribute. How to access default property of attribute? Oh, default, okay. Cool. So we just put in default. One could have potentially figured that out by themselves, but oh well. So we're gonna go in here and do default of 0, right? Because no ID. Go back to the browser, reload the page, and now we should actually get this attribute, hopefully, maybe not. I guess not. Player ID of undefined. Okay, so let's see if we delete this. Move block. And let's add it again. Player. Is it going to actually... That is odd. Oh, yep, that explains it. There. So here we can do attributes comes from this props, and then we just go like this. There we go. And that should actually fix it now. Because I was trying to access this dot attributes, which there is no such thing. It's this props attributes. So let's see. There we go. Now we have our default here, 0. So our default is being used. That's good. We're gonna select our other player, 67. Nice. Let's update our content, and let's reload it and see if it's actually gonna pull the number 67. Oh yeah, it does. Sweet. It's probably JSON encoding or something. Nice. Yeah, now when we click on the block, see, someone is selected. Sweet. Okay. That's all for me for tonight. It is 5:30 in the morning. You know, fun times. Let's see. So let's check out our thing again today. February 28th. That was a success. I remembered what I was doing 10 months ago, kind of. You know, I resumed doing that thing, which was working on the homepage. That's true. I checked if everything's broken, and pleasantly surprisingly, it was not. Which is good. I enjoyed that. So now the next time, what I want to do. Now, obviously, if you look at a homepage, it's going to be a disaster of massive proportions. So let's reload the page. And as you can see, we have hello world. Wow. Yeah, that sucks. Not very helpful at all. But what I was saying that I want to do, what I want to do next time, let's write these down right now so I don't forget. Maybe reload the page. Okay, let's do heading H2, sure. What is next? What? I don't know what next month is. 1 second, let me look at a calendar. Okay, so the next Thursday is the 5th of March. Okay. Yeah. Let's do 5th of March. March 5th agenda. Okay, and we're gonna have a list, and on that list, finish the player block, which consists of, how do I, oh, okay, nice. Which consists of the following things. We need to store once a player is selected, store, it's not very easy to think at this point. Once player is selected, store their information in a temporary attribute, player info, for example, once player is selected, fetch their featured image from the REST API. Okay. Display again. Okay, display the selected player's information in the block. So within the editor, in the editor, okay, and then save the selected player's information in the block. Okay, and then we want to make sure that when player information is updated and you visit the page and you edit the page with the player block, the information in the block will be automatically updated, right? Because we want to make sure that if something changes, you just have to visit the page. It's gonna fetch all the information for all the players again, and it's going to do its thing. So that's the goal. Finish the player block. So yes, style the player block, and I think that's just about it. To be honest, I think we don't need much else to do within a single session. I think that's gonna be plenty, right? Because we're gonna, at this point, we're gonna have our block, which is gonna have all this stuff, which is not a lot of stuff anyway, right? And it's just we're gonna add a couple of blocks, a couple of players, and so this whole section should be finished on mobile by the end of next session, which is sweet. This stuff gonna be tricky. We'll see how that goes in particular. I don't even remember how it's supposed to function at this point. I'll have to go through and, you know, figure out all of the functionality that we designed in here and how everything was supposed to work. But yeah, sweet. Okay, well, that's all from me for tonight. I hope you found something interesting or useful, or you were able to learn something. As usual, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave comments. I try to reply to them in general. I try to reply to them quickly, but it depends. I mean, sometimes I'm not able to. Yeah, and I will be streaming again on the 5th of March 2020. I promise not to go on a 10-month hiatus again. Not yet, at least. Yeah, so come join me on Twitch. You can ask me questions and chat, and yeah, fun stuff. Alrighty, till next time. Goodbye.